It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Good morning and welcome to the morning show on XL7-TV. And just a second ago, it was really loud. And now, I guess the Mother Nature was like, well, the show's starting.
It got quiet.
Mm-hmm. It was raining really hard.
Hey, hold on. Listen to this. Can you hear it?
Whoop,
whoop. It's there.
Like I didn't know that was coming.
Yeah.
We want to thank you for joining us this morning. That way you can hear Scooter's whoop whoop.
There you go. Every morning. Wake up to a whoop whoop.
Every morning except for that one. That one.
That you will never let me forget.
Nope. I wonder if Bob will ever get you. Will Bob get you?
Never. Never. It's never going to happen again, period. What are you talking about?
Everybody knows never to say never, because I have said never, and then it happens.
You're not everybody. So how was your drive in?
It was good. Barely a sprinkle.
Yeah, it didn't rain much, but I noticed when I was coming up, I come up by Cardinal. Mm-hmm. So I was coming up to that stoplight, and there's a gas station on the corner. And I looked up, and I was like, the stoplight's not on.
Right.
I got to the corner. It's like, this is really dark. I look around, the gas station lights are off. All the way down Cardinal, didn't see a light. And that's kind of eerie.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of, ooh.
Right. And it's this close to Halloween.
I know. You're thinking, what's going on? Mm-hmm. I'm looking around now.
Is there a masked man that's going to come out from behind that gas station?
But I don't know. And I don't know. We must have gotten some pretty good winds last night, because I know I've seen a lot of debris and stuff on the road. Yeah. But I must have slept through it.
I didn't notice a thing. I slept real good.
I slept good.
I typically do sleep through storms. They don't wake me up. I mean, I guess it's got to be real bad, but come to think of it, if you see a storm coming in, out on the front porch, watching the lightning, rain, go to bed, pass out till the next morning, it would have to be a darn old tornado to come wake me up.
Don't say that. I've been through one.
Yeah, I haven't. Dang, knock on wood.
I went through one, and actually terrified me when I'd be sleeping there, be storms and stuff. It would kind of relive it a little bit.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, I
don't anymore, but I did.
How long ago was that?
That was many, many moons ago.
Many moons ago, because he's old.
God, it was probably 18 years, maybe about 18.
18 years ago? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a long time. Well, I pray you do not have to go through it again, and I don't want to either.
I actually went through it twice, because I thought it was gone and went out of the house, and apparently it's one of them kind of whoops back. And yeah, the second one took me for a little ride.
Good morning.
All right. We got a show to do.
Okay. We'll do the morning prayer. Brought to you by Roller Funeral Home. With all our respect, we sure do appreciate them in our time of need when we lose a loved one. And if you want to set up pre-need service, you can give them a call at 870-425-2161. They're definitely special people that I couldn't do their job. It really takes a certain person.
They got a calling for what they do.
They got a calling, yeah. There. I couldn't spit it out, and he's always there to back me up.
I got your back, buddy. Yes, I got your back.
All right, let's pause now for the morning prayer. I pray for those who believe there are no good people left, who believe everyone is racist, who believe this country is worse now than when it was founded. I pray for those who follow closed-minded people, who believe their ideals and values are the only way people should think. I pray for those who are two-faced and live by a double standard. I pray for those who persecute people solely because of their race or political or religious beliefs. I pray for these people, Lord. Please watch over them. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home, with all our respect. I said, it's good to have a plan in place. You can call them at 870-425-2161 and talk about pre-need service. You never know when the unthinkable is going to happen, and if everything's already set up to be taken care of, it takes a weight off of your loved ones.
It's good to be prepared.
Good to be prepared. All right. We will now watch a short little commercial by Bob and Linda Zadora. It's very, very funny.
Be right back.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine. Hey,
what
are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z-Team.
Welcome back to the morning show. Don't
Go ahead, spit it out.
Don't be left hanging.
There you go.
That's my interpretation of those commercials, right? Go with somebody that's experienced, that's going to take care of you before, during, and after the sale. Somebody that they know what they're doing, right? They've done it many, many times. They're not going to leave you behind
They
and
know
wait
what
for
to
you
tell
at the
you.
closing.
They know what to make sure you're informed with.
Exactly.
They're not, like you said, they're not going to leave you hanging. Then you're going to know every step that's going on.
Exactly. Call Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z-Team, 870-405-0793. But before you do, let's take a look at their beautiful shot of the White River. Well, we got a little water droplets on there. You can see it. It's there. That's Cotter, Arkansas, in the Horseshoe Bend of the White River. They're in Marion County looking into Baxter County. I know it's
You ought to have seen it
spotty.
earlier when it was actually raining. You could see the lines going across.
Should have done a screenshot of that one.
Well, I did one of the bridge. Let me grab it real quick. Let's see. So I did an image.
So you can do that. You know, you're on there. You can screenshot and make it part of your computer background, on your desktop.
All right. I just loaded it up here. This is the shot.
Oh,
it was
wow.
on the bridge this morning.
Yeah.
And that was the shot I captured early this morning.
Beautiful shot of the Rainbow Bridge there in Cotter, Arkansas. A Cotter Island, a scooter would call it. You can go to,
It looks like an island.
it does.
The way it horseshoes around like that, it looks like an
does.
island.
Go to retiredarkansas.net where you can find this camera view and these, there we go, that switch around, zoom in and out. They stay for a few seconds and bounce around. You can go to retiredarkansas.net and find their listings, the MLS listings. They have a plethora of information about the Ozarks. It's very user-friendly, easy to navigate. And this is one of our favorite shots as it'll zoom into that. That is an island there in
Now
between
that
the
is a
river.
little island.
That
I'll
is a
give
little
you that.
island. What do you call that? Little David Island. We got Scooter Mountain. There it goes. Whoop.
There you
See the
go.
water running around it there to the right. Goes around the left and right. You can actually park on the side of the road. There's an area. You might need a four-wheel drive. It gets a little bumpy. And see that. That's, I don't know the name of the road, but
I don't need it.
it's down there.
Down there in Cotter.
You just go straight through Cotter and stay straight. You go through the stop sign, straight through the stop sign. It'll wrap left, and you'll start to see all the areas that you can pull off.
You seen that commercial we played before this, and that was filmed right here in Cotter.
Yeah,
Yeah, we did it right here at the landing, right
down there.
Yep.
And see, there's the road. You can see a car coming up it now. All the action. And where they're passing by now is areas where you can pull off and you can fish.
Fish
Yeah.
is fishing.
Yeah.
It's really
Skip-
good on that river.
Skip rocks. It's going to be fun.
Good time, have all.
Yeah. Thank you, Bob and Linda Zadora, for these beautiful views that we'd like to bring to you every morning. They're part of the Z-Team. Give them a call at 870-405-0793 if you're thinking about selling your home or buying a home. Maybe you're looking to move into the area or even in Missouri. They are licensed in Arkansas and Missouri, so if you find something in Gainesville or Bakersfield or somewhere close in the north or south central part of Missouri, you can give them a call, 870-405-0793. All right, let's take a look at the weather, brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora. In Mountain Home, Arkansas, it is 60 degrees with light rain. Harrison, 75. Batesville, 69. Yellville, 61. Marshall, 64. Salem at 64. Mountain View at 64. Calico Rock at 60. West Plains, Missouri at 64. Springfield at 50. Poplar Bluff at 69. And St. Louis at 60 degrees. Oh, it has expired.
Refresh, please.
All the time, right? Why doesn't Dave ever watch that? I do, and then I get to talking and forget.
He gets to talking and he can't stop.
I can't stop. Look at the shower activity running across from from the Gulf of Mexico all the way up to Iowa into Illinois, Missouri, and Arkansas, Oklahoma getting the brunt of it. It's gonna be a rainy day. It looks like in our forecast today, which is a good thing. Which it stopped, and I'm glad it did. We can hear each other talk. Looks like we've got a little activity over in Utah, southern part of Idaho, western part of Wyoming, a little bit there in Nevada. Michigan, of course, they have some wintry precipitation. Minnesota,
They can have it.
they can have it. Let's go ahead and press play. We're going to look down towards the future. We're crossing 8, 9 o'clock
Looks like
now.
you got another cell coming in on us. We'll be able to see
Yeah,
here in
it
a
looks
minute.
like we're going to have a reprieve, but nope, that right there is coming in, and it's going to cross the north central part of us.
Be really, it'll
Yeah.
be right there.
It's going to be right there. Here, let's zoom in a little bit. And let's back this up just a hair. See, we're out. It's like we're in the open.
Almost in the open.
There. 7, 8. It opens up. That's probably, yeah, see, it opened up for us to do the show. And, well, we might get lucky. Look at that.
May catch tail end of it.
Might just get a little bit. The severe activity expected across the south, and tornado watches down in Texas and parts of, well, no, it looks like all Texas. So, national weather covers wind advisories for Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, the northern part of Mississippi and Alabama, and a lot of the northeastern part of Texas. It looks like there's freeze warnings across the panhandle of Texas and some into New Mexico. What we got there? Storm warning. 7-day forecast. There's a wind advisory today. 90% chance of showers, and it's going to be breezy. High of 65 tonight. Gradual clearing. Low of 41. Wednesday sunny. High of 65. Wednesday night clear. Low of 40. Thursday sunny. High of 63. Thursday night partly cloudy. Low of 43. Friday 30% chance of showers. High of 61. Friday night 40% chance of showers. Low of 47. Saturday 30% chance of showers. High of 60. And you know what, Scooter?
What's that?
I will not be here for this weekend. So
Well, you not. Where were you going?
I will be in Gulf Shores, Alabama.
Ah,
Sunday partly sunny with a high of 62. Sunday night mostly cloudy with a low of 46. So it looks like to round out your weekend, the rain will go away and you'll have a nice Sunday.
woohoo!
Yeah. Pollen count. Tree pollen today is none. Grass pollen is low. Ragweed pollen is moderate. North Fork Lake water levels at 552.83. Level is 0.83 feet above full pool. They are shut down right now. Bull Shoals Lake water levels at 655.32. Level is 3.68 feet above full pool. They are generating 2. That is a look at your weather, brought to you by the Z Team, Bob and Linda Isadora. You can go to retiredarkansas.net to find those beautiful White River camera views. You can find their listings, the MLS listings, all kinds of information. Give them a call at 870-405-0793. They are realtors you'd recommend to a friend, and we recommend them, don't we?
We do.
We
Any
do.
chance I get.
That's sure. And we're going to take a break, and we'll come back with some community news.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV and the Fall Bazaar at the Holy Cross Lutheran. I was going to do so good. Holy Cross Lutheran Church, November 4th. Hey, we're a little early. Announced it a couple weeks before. November 4th, 2022 at 8 to 2 p.m. and November 5th at 8 to 2. Lunch will be served 11 to 1. Quilts, raffle, food, crafts, silent auction, and a bake sale. That's a fall bazaar at the Holy Cross Lutheran Church, November 4th and 5th. Booze and Brews Monster Gala is coming up this weekend, October 29th from 6 to 10 p.m. Schliemann Center for Women's Health of Baxter Health will be hosting its 9th annual fundraiser on Saturday, October 29th at the BRMC Wellness Education Center. I guess that would be Baxter Health Wellness Education Center now. All proceeds benefit the programs and services offered by the Schliemann Center for Women's Health, Health Education. So that's going to be fun. Booze and Brews.
There you go.
Hope you can join that.
Also.
And the 70th Annual Lions Club Auction, November 7th through the 10th. Guess where you can see that?
Right here.
Right here.
On XL7-TV.
That's what I'm talking about. So
You'll be helping at it.
Yeah, 6 to 10 p.m. nightly. You can get great deals and help your community. Watch the auction on XL7-TV. That's on Cox Channel 843, Next Channel 40, Optimum 22, over the air on Channel 26, Ritter Channel 21 through 28, Yelcott 68 through 75. And you can also watch online at thelionsclubauction.com. I have a lot of neat stuff, won't they?
They will.
They always
will.
do. Very nice. You can also listen to the auction on your radio at KTLO 97.9, and you can bid by calling 870-425-2266 or online at lionsclubauction.com. Over 500 items from area businesses.
It is a lot of fun to watch, and it's a lot of fun to get involved with.
It's going to be real good. Going to be real good.
Lone Rock Volunteer Fire Department's this Saturday doing their big. Do you still have it, or did you lose it?
I didn't see it over here.
What did they do? Get rid of it? It was in the set, but it's all right.
Let's see.
Anyways, they have got barbecue. They have got all these prizes. You can buy tickets for a chance to win a cooler. That is awesome. It is a Bluetooth soundbar cooler. It's like worth $999 value, I think.
Yep, $999. It was buried deep.
Buried deep.
Yep. Drawing for tickets, $5 each, 5 for $20. Need not be present to win. Drawing to be at 2:30 p.m. First drawing, any one of 3 prizes. Second drawing, either of 2 remaining prizes. Third drawing, remaining prize. Like I said,
a cooler, and then you got a choice between 2 firearms.
2 firearms. Ruger, 6.986 350 Legend. A federal background check is required, so you can't skate.
And the last one is a gift card, isn't it?
Well, yes, $250 gift card.
Yeah, not a little gift card.
No, good. Well, nowadays it better be $250.
And actually, they are coming on tomorrow to talk about that and talk about volunteer fire departments and what they can do, what you can do to get on. So there's going to be a lot of information tomorrow on that as well. But it's a great thing. They got great food. I can tell you the barbecue has been excellent every year.
Nice.
It's just really cool to support somebody and them to actually have good food and good prizes, and just a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. This weekend, October 29th, 2022, events 11 to 3. Get your cooler tickets and see the cooler at 341 Market.
That's down Push Mountain Road, 341. There's a little gas station market down there. It's the only real thing down there.
Yeah.
But they'll have the cooler in there. You can stop in there and take a look.
Excellent.
We've got an excellent show today. Always full of hot air, but always informative. Jodi Bodenhamer, the Reppell Diabetes Learning Center. Be up next. Are we out?
Yeah.
We're leaving on that note.
I'm letting out that.
We'll be right back.
We're going to switch chairs because now she's going to.
We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
This segment of the morning show is sponsored by Baxter Health.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Our guest today is Jodi Bodenhamer of the Reppell Diabetes Learning Center, Baxter Health. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
How are you?
Good.
This is our first time meeting, and I know absolutely nothing about diabetes. So
me neither.
Yeah. So I Googled a laundry list of questions to ask her. And if she does not know the answers to them, I will be surprised, because I looked on the website and I'd seen you've been at Baxter for a very long time.
Yes, about 15 years.
And since 2010, you have served as the Baxter Regional Staff since 2007, but been the Reppell Diabetes Learning Center Coordinator since 2010. And you've got quite the list of acronyms here, MSN, RN, CD, CES. So tell the people about yourself before we start about diabetes.
Oh gosh, that's my least favorite thing to talk about is me.
Usually everybody likes to talk about themselves.
Well, I have been at Baxter for a long time. I was very blessed to get the job at the Diabetes Center way back when, and have just been working there ever since, trying to make sure that our diabetes patients are taken care of. I see patients there at the office, see patients over at the hospital sometimes, and then am out in the community, doing awareness and public speaking and whatever else I can do to get the word out that we're there, that we're available to help. And earlier this year, I completed my master's degree in APRN in January, and then we opened the clinic side of Reppell. So we now have a learning center where we teach classes, and then also I see patients in my clinic.
Very good.
So yeah, just a pretty comprehensive little place to come and hopefully kind of bridge the gap for folks. Endocrinology is very few and far between, and we don't have an endocrinologist here in Mountain Home. So I'm just trying to work with our primary care doctors to help our diabetes patients and get what they need and, make sure that they're taken care of.
Okay,
So,
an
yeah.
endocrinologist, is that a diabetes doctor?
Yes.
Okay.
That's your diabetes specialty doctor, and they take care of other things, hormone-related, endocrine system, the whole 9 yards. I say everything from the pituitary on down is
Okay.
endocrinologist territory, but definitely the diabetes specialty.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Well, congratulations on your master's degree.
Thanks.
That's no easy feat.
It was a labor of love for sure.
I bet.
Labor of love.
Yes.
So what do we have here? Join us to celebrate World Diabetes Day.
So, pre-pandemic, and as far back as I can remember, we have always had a World Diabetes Day or a Diabetes Education Day, and that has typically stemmed around November 14th, which is World Diabetes Day. We recognize that in honor of Frederick Banting. That was his birthday, and he was one of the co-inventors of insulin way back in the day. And so a little history, a little trivia for you there. But typically we have a large program. We have some guest speakers. We have vendors. Basically, it's like a diabetes health fair and health forum.
Sure.
And for the past couple of years, of course, we haven't been able to really have a big event.
Yeah.
So we do have the space now, our Wellness Education Center, which is out on Highway 5 North, will be our event venue, if you will. And so we've got plenty of room out there. We want to invite folks to come out. If you can't spend all day or the 1 to 5 with us, come when you can. It's we're not going to lock you in. It's a come and go as you please
Sure.
type of event. But we will have guest speakers and information going on all day. And I think it's going to be a great day. We have Dr. Ben Stevens as our keynote speaker, and he's going to be talking about diabetes care throughout your lifetime. He's a primary care doctor, takes care of patients all ages, and we asked him to come and present. So we're excited about that, and
Yeah.
got some great vendors lined up for everybody. Always means good goodies and giveaways.
Definitely, yeah.
And I think we've even talked Miss Jan, our dietitian, into doing some cooking demonstrations for us. So it'll be a great
Awesome.
day. And again, this is all free and open to anyone.
Yeah.
Certainly, we invite anybody with diabetes and or their family. And so that's the other important part, is getting the family involved and making sure that caregivers and maybe, parents and spouses understand the dynamic of diabetes as well.
Right. I think a lot of people don't research stuff like this until it happens to them.
Right.
And,
Sure.
But it's good to have a place like the Reppell Center to go. And I was reading over the diabetes program, and I did read that to get into this program, you have to have a doctor's referral.
That is for our education program. We do work with our primary care doctors, and so we just want to make sure that they are, sending us the appropriate information,
Sure.
things of that nature. And but we can work with you and get that taken care of. That's a minor paperwork, if you will.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you keep them updated also
Yes,
with the
and then that
progress.
allows us to communicate back and forth.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the diabetes program covers various topics based on your needs, and I just took this straight off of the website. But it's and I've got it wrote down now. I've got it pulled up. Scooter, if you'd go ahead and pull up the website. Self-care skills, family involvement, and social support, as you were talking about.
Sure.
Bring the family out to the World Diabetes Day because they need to know about it too. Family involvement, stress and psychological adjustment, because I'm sure if you find out you have diabetes, your life is going to change.
It's a lot. Yes.
It's a lot, and so it's good to have this program. The nutrition, exercise and activity planning, medications, monitoring and use of results, prevention, detection, and treatment of acute and chronic complications, use of healthcare systems and community support, diabetes, and pregnancy. And so this program admission, of course, a doctor's referral is required, but also routine follow-up visits are included. Referring doctors are kept informed. Medicare and some private insurance companies cover program charges. So this is great. This is what Baxter Health is all about, and these houses are all about.
Yes.
And if you just want to elaborate on what people might not know about. Now you say you've added, you have the education part, but now you also have the treatment part.
Yes, so we've added our clinic services as well, which is a little different, obviously. Coming to a class is just what it sounds like. We have a classroom, we have tables and chairs set up. Usually it's a lecture style class with some hands-on learning as well. I usually try to teach folks how to use their glucometer to check their blood sugar, whereas the dietitian is teaching more about, maybe preparing a meal or making a grocery list, those types of things. So she and I rotate. We both see patients in those classroom settings. And then with our clinic visits, it's more of okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty of maybe you've been to class or maybe you've been to another class years ago somewhere, and what's going on?
Yeah.
Why are you still having issues? And I kind of, equate it to, if you come to class, it's sort of like going to public school. If you come see me, it's like getting a private tutor. So
that's good. Right.
And that way we can really dig deep and work
Yeah.
on the things. I do foot exams. Certainly I do anything that, any other clinician would do if there's a need, but mostly just focusing in on the diabetes care. And, if someone needs a continuous glucose monitor, which we're going to be talking about at Diabetes Day, or an insulin pump, then we certainly start making those wheels turn and
Sure.
start ordering those pieces of equipment too. And that's not an easy task sometimes. So it takes us a little while, and make sure that we get everything, squared away for the patient so that they know what they need and get what they need. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, it's 7:31. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back with more from Jodi Bodenhamer.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home. Scrap Daddy's Metals is a full-service scrap recycling center accepting your scrap metals for recycling, paying you top dollar for all of your recyclable metals. They even buy cars and catalytic converters. Give them a call today at 870-424-6120 or visit them at 2821 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home. At Letty's Mexican.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Our guest today is Jodi Bodenhamer of Reppell Diabetes Learning Center with Baxter Health. And we were going over the education and treatment of the Wellness Center, Reppell Diabetes Learning Center of Baxter Health. You were talking about during the break, you have cooking classes, and there's one coming up next month.
Yes, so we've had a monthly cooking class all year, and just finished up our October class where we did a gluten-free, which was really fun. And we'll be doing one more Healthy Holidays class, and I believe we'll be focusing on some traditional type dishes, but maybe with a little bit of a healthier spin on them.
Sure.
For folks that are maybe trying to be a little more cautious during the holidays. It's a hard time, from now until Valentine's Day.
Forget about a diet.
It's hard to eat healthy, yes.
It is, yeah.
And you go places and there's, certainly lots of treats and cookies and other things that are offered. So we try to, give our diabetes patients and really anybody else that's trying to maintain maybe during the holidays some good information and some holiday recipes that they could take maybe and make and bring to a family gathering, so they know that there's some different healthy dishes there available for them. So I think
it still tastes good.
Yes, Yes. We don't eat anything unless it tastes good.
Right.
So, those gluten-free, I was a little skeptical about those gluten-free, we made enchiladas. And I was like, I don't know about all this, because I had to make the enchilada sauce and do all the things. And they were great. They turned out great. And
Excellent.
I was really surprised. I'd never made enchilada sauce before. So I thought, look at me go. Now I don't even have to go to the store and buy it. So
Very good. I love enchiladas myself, so if you
yeah,
mess
it was
those
great.
up.
Yeah. I did not mess them up. You'd be very proud.
Very good. Well, so I have all the Google questions.
Oh, hit me with the Google question. I'll see
we'll
what I
just
can answer.
Like I said, I don't know anything about diabetes, and it's always seems to me that unless it afflicts you or somebody you love, you usually don't research something.
Sure.
So what is diabetes, and how can people be tested for it?
That is a very good question. And so I usually, when I start explaining the disease process of diabetes, I tell people that means you have too much sugar in your blood. You're a little too sweet for your own good.
Gotcha.
How about that? And that can happen for a myriad of reasons. Some of it is food, obviously.
Yeah.
Some of it can be genetic. Some of it can be just the misfunction of your pancreatic cells. So there's all kinds of different reasons that happens. And narrowing down the type of diabetes and the treatment plan is a little bit more difficult than just a simple definition.
Yeah.
But the treatment or the screening, if you will, for diabetes usually involves a blood test called an A1C. And that gives us an overall average of your blood sugar levels. So we can see, hey, have you been having some really high levels, or have your levels maybe been fairly well controlled? And that is the one test that I recommend that just about everybody get. I get one myself every year. I don't have diabetes, yet, quote unquote. I have a lot of family history of diabetes, but I think it's very important to basically anybody over the age of 18 that has that increased risk now. And that's what has been such an eye-opener for me. Probably through the course of the last 12 years, we've seen that age of onset go from 65 to around 55 to now about 18. And they say we're at increased risk even starting at the age of 18.
How did it jump from 55 to 18?
I think a lot of it has to do with diet,
Yeah.
and then also what we do or don't do as far as exercise and activity. And then just knowing and being able to test for it. I mean, we didn't test for things like this in 18-year-olds years ago. We didn't
even know.
Think about it. And then, I do want to take a moment to mention type 1 diabetes as well. It's a much less common form of diabetes, but we do see a lot of patients at our center for type 1 diabetes. And that is a whole different dynamic, if you will, in the body where, as I mentioned before, the pancreatic function completely shuts down. And so there's really no way to predict that. There's no way to test for that. But I always, I go out into the schools and educate, because a typical type 1 patient will have an onset before the age of 18. So this is more of the juvenile diabetes that we used to see in the olden days. And what most of the teachers, ask me is, what do I look for? And so I always say, a kid that needs to go to the bathroom more often than not.
Sure.
A kid that's always looking for something to drink, that's very, very thirsty. Or somebody that's very, very, very sleepy all the time. No matter how much rest they get, they're still very tired. And so those are the three symptoms of both type 1 and type 2 diabetes. But in most experiences, it's much more obvious with the kiddos and the younger folks that kind of have that sudden onset of those three symptoms. And then certainly we recommend you go and get a blood test and see your family doctor for those A1Cs and the fasting blood glucose and those things as well.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
A1C, you do that once a year?
You can. Most insurances will pay for that at least once a year as a screening.
Okay.
And then folks with diabetes actually get that checked more often typically. So
Sure.
usually once every 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
Or every 6 months, so that we can kind of gauge what their progress is and how they're doing. And I love it. I talked to a patient yesterday who said, my A1C was 12 when I started, and that's very high. That's an estimated average glucose of about 300, which is way too high. And he said, I just got my labs back, and my A1C is 6.2. So he had almost cut it in half. He was so excited and so happy. And I said, that's all you, dude. That's not me. That's you making those choices and doing the things that you need to be doing, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is just making sure that patients know that this is, and it, you know, I love this flyer that we have. 90% of diabetes care is on the patient. And so they have to understand that they have to take care of that. And even when I'm not sitting right beside them and saying, okay, now do this, now do this, now do this. And that's the best part of my job, honestly, is knowing that patients are understanding and being able to care for themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and that's one of the questions on there. How can diabetes be treated? And it really comes down to the person.
It does.
And how they take care of their body through nutrition and exercise. So what are some of the things that go with the diet of somebody that has diabetes? Because I was looking up on Google and something about carbohydrates.
Gotta love Google.
Yeah, the carbohydrates, low carb diet, sugar free. What's the foods they can and cannot eat? Because when I was reading it was more of like moderation. They can eat the same things we do. They just can't eat as much of it.
And balanced.
Yeah.
A good balanced diet, and really that we say it's the diabetic diet, quote unquote, but really it's a good diet for everybody. It's a good diet for folks with blood pressure. It's a good diet for folks that are looking to maybe eat a little more whole foods or whole grains. It encompasses pretty much all that, and like you said, it's more about moderation than anything. The only thing that I tell patients that's probably not worth your while is regular soda.
Yeah.
And I can't say that enough. That's for all of us. We don't need...
It's about the most horrible thing we can drink.
Right. We don't need all those extra calories, and they're empty calories at that, and that extra sugar in our diet typically. So if a person is trying to eliminate that from their diet, that's our first step. We work on that. We work on eliminating, I call it drinking your calories, so that they're comfortable with what they're drinking or what they're doing. And hydration is a big part of diabetes management. So I think that's really important for them to know, like, hey, drinking water is actually going to help you in 10 ways as opposed to drinking soda that's going to hurt you in 20 ways,
Yeah.
So that's always a big thing. Like you said, carbohydrates, just watching. Now, some of my patients count their carbohydrates, and so that's always been a challenge for a lot of patients. We have tons of apps now. There are 1,200 plus diabetes apps now.
Wow.
So if someone has a smartphone, by golly, that I've been tapping in on that. Like, yes, finally something to help. One that I've recommended for a long time since the beginning of smartphones has always been Calorie King. So that's a really helpful one, I think, for a lot of folks it's free, download, and then you can pretty much, if you have a need, there's an app for that, as they say.
Sure.
But the other one, and the name escapes me at the moment, but there's an app now where you can literally take a picture of your food and it will calculate the nutritional value of it. So
it can identify what's
right,
sitting on your plate.
Yeah, and how much, and
That's amazing.
It's pretty cool. So lots of different apps out there for different nutrition guidelines. And then really just a person being able to eat a good variety of foods, like Scooter said, a good balance of foods.
Yeah.
We're not. I'm a cattle farmer's wife, so I'm not going to tell you to eat. I'm not going to tell you to eat plant-based this or strict this or strict that if that's not what you want to do. So
well, and
it's
there's
really
something to having red meat.
There is. And
having a little bit in your diet is not a bad thing.
And there's, obviously certain folks that want certain things in their diet or certain folks that can't have certain things in their diet. So that's the beauty of having a dietitian and a nutrition plan is that we can kind of look at all those things. And we treat patients for, high cholesterol and high blood pressure and a myriad of other nutritional issues as well. It's not just diabetes typically. We have to look at the whole big picture of the patient and kind of help them work on that, individually.
Exactly.
If you will.
It's not a one size fits all.
No, and it's really hard to, I think for a lot of people, like you said, Google, it's really hard to get nutrition down because as soon as you think something is good for you, well, then it turns out to not be so good for you.
I know, right?
And I think that's more just, if I had one piece of advice, it's just about portions. Like, don't think eggs are bad for you. 20 eggs are bad for everybody. But a couple of eggs, not a big deal, And so I think that's been a huge point of contingency for me is there's a lot of misinformation out there too, and so
Definitely.
just let us know if you have questions. Certainly, we entertain any and all nutritional types of information out there, and just try not to get stuck in a rut of eating something that you don't like. Like I said, I don't like to eat anything that doesn't taste good.
Right.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
you're not going to find me eating, cardboard. So
Yeah. Well, and that's what's great about having you on the show is the answers to the questions that I went and Googled. I'm not necessarily wanting to find the answers on Google because there's so much information. And it's like you said, what's true and what's not. Because don't believe everything you read on the internet.
I read it on the internet.
I know.
And that's the thing. A lot of things you read online, I mean, they're saying, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't. It's all pointing their fingers, and it's not about that.
Yeah.
It's about moderation, balancing, figuring out how, you really want this in your diet, then we need to do this or this and this.
Yeah.
Try to help you have a better health. And that's what it's all about. I mean, I'll tell you point blank, I've got a daughter that is type 1 diabetic, has been with the Baxter Health Diabetes Learning Center since she was diagnosed, and we made the decision to go that route. And because we don't have an endocrinologist here, we chose not to go out of town. We didn't want to have to drive to Little Rock or to Springfield or somewhere else. When we have a doctor here that will work with the Reppell Learning Center,
Right.
and they became our lifeline, and they were able to manage everything and help us through everything. There's times that 90% of the time we're calling Jodi, but there's times that, all right, we need to talk to your doctor, we need to have this done, we need to have this done. So there's a place for both, but between that has been the best choice we ever made for her, for my daughter.
There you go.
And I think my biggest fan is a happy, satisfied customer. So you bet. And Scooter's always been that for us, and I appreciate that so much. And to speak to taking care of folks in our hometown, if you will, that was the motivation for me to open the diabetes clinic. Was we've got to have a place where folks can go, because so many of my patients would come in and I would say, oh, do you see an endocrinologist, or have you been to see an endocrinologist? It's so far. It's such a long drive. It's so far. It's all day long. And the wait for some patients is months and months and months, And so I think that just, kind of wraps it up into a nice bow that we've been able to do that. And I will say the foundation at the hospital really stepped in and said, yes, go and do this. Go and do this. And Barney Larry, when I talked to him about this years ago, said, if you want to do this, we will support you. He said, I can't believe we're having this conversation that you want to go back to school. Because I told him long ago that I would never going back to school.
Never say never.
Yeah, never say never, yes. And so I did, and I was able to work and go to school at the same time, which was a blessing.
Yes.
And just kind of, ink away at it a little bit at a time. But it's really good. It's great to see folks coming in and getting what they need. And being able to say, we do this right here in our hometown. And same thing with the insulins and the insulin pumps. I've been a certified pump trainer for 11 years. I mean, soon thereafter, when I came to the diabetes center, we started working on that so that kids don't have to go out of town if they need something, not saying that I don't want them to go to an endocrinologist, but if they need something, it's a long way for somebody to drive to get a pump adjustment or to get a piece of equipment, So we try to keep that stuff here local as well, give them the support they need, and then plug them into other families. That's one of my favorite things to do, is get the kids together with diabetes so that their families can network and they can talk. We just wrapped up
Peace of mind.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we had a mini golf. We went out to Little T's mini golf a couple of weeks ago and had a mini golf night. And it was just great to see the kids running around. And some of the little guys were like, oh, yeah, look at my monitor. And look at my pump. And they were showing each other. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
is making sure that they have that support that they need.
That's great.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and take another break at 7:49, and we'll come back, and maybe we'll try to dispel some of the myths about it.
Sure.
All right, we'll be right back.
At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville. Close to Lake Norfolk and a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should call the Z-Team.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us on the morning show. Our guest Jodi Bodenhamer has been talking about all things diabetes, and before we went to break, Scooter touched on some of the things you can't do, and I had seen the myths of diabetes, and so I'll read a couple off. Cannot have sugar. Should eat diabetic food. Eventually go blind. Not safe to drive. Can't play sports. Likely to get colds or other illnesses. Can't do certain jobs. Can't eat grapes, mangoes, or bananas. Can't cut their own toenails.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
So, I mean, let's go with not safe to drive. Now, would that be because they have, not a diabetic coma, but they have what happens when their low blood sugar drops and they could pass out?
So I think the driving safety, and we talk about safety a lot in our classes, it does come from the old, probably the mental image that comes to most people's mind is still Magnolia's when she has her diabetic, emergency, if you will. And she's shaking and they're trying to get the juice in her mouth and she's having the fits. And that certainly can happen, obviously. Too much insulin oftentimes makes the blood sugars go too low, and we can have some pretty severe reactions to that. So we talk about testing. If you are newly diagnosed and you're new to insulin, test your blood sugar before you get behind the wheel. It's a safety issue. And then certainly anybody anywhere is subject to a heart attack or a stroke driving down the road. There's
anybody. It doesn't matter.
It does not have to do with diabetes at all. So we talk about having, maybe a diabetes alert bracelet or some sort of marker on your person that lets EMS know that you have diabetes. And then mostly just safety and things of that nature. But I venture to say that most, if not all, of my patients drive down the road every single day. So
Definitely.
I think it's going to be okay. And the other thing as far as safety and what I will say about our EMS team and our first responders in our areas, they actually invite me to come and talk with them about diabetic emergencies. So they know what to watch for, they know what to look for. Now they know to watch for even the continuous monitors and ask people, hey, what's that on your arm? Or hey, what's that on your abdomen? And is this a glucose monitor? And those types of things. So they are very well informed and very well versed on if there is an emergency, how to deal with with it and how to help take care of it. So
Sure.
I would not worry one bit about somebody driving.
I didn't think so. Now, can't play sports.
Oh gosh. So, Scooter and I were talking about
Bull
that. Ridiculous. I have had so many athletes in this school system for sure, and I know in our surrounding communities as well, Cotter, Norfolk, Yellville, Calico Rock. But I know for a fact I have been to the school here in Mountain Home Public School, for many, many years, educating our coaches and our teachers. And I just, I can't say enough great things about how they want to include all kids.
That's good.
They want to make sure that my diabetes kids are cared for. If we go on a road trip, I want to make sure that I know how to take care of a low blood sugar. Or if we go on a road trip, I want to make sure that so-and-so is safe to play the baseball game if he or she, has an issue. And so I think it comes down to the player and then also the coaches. And we have a magical mix here because we have had many, many athletes, dance team, baseball, football, you name it.
I got one girl, wrestler.
Oh, yes.
Right
I
now.
forgot.
Yep.
Yes. And basketball, the whole 9 yards. And
Yep.
there's absolutely no reason that
Nope.
a child or an adult can't exercise or be involved in sports.
It's actually a good thing for them.
It's a great thing, yes. And I think it helps them with their management of diabetes because it does prepare them for, okay, look, this is what you do. This is what you do need to do or you do need to watch for if you have a low blood sugar. And that's typically the concern. We had a football player, though, several years ago come and talk to us. He played football for the Steelers for a number of years and talked about how great it was for his diabetes to be so active. And he said, now, don't get me wrong, I had my own team of people on the sidelines. I said, well, that typically we have that too. Maybe it's just not quite as celebrity as he had. But definitely moms and dads that get involved and help their kids. And even, I can remember running down the field at a baseball game because one of the moms called and said, hey, do you have anything for a low blood sugar? And I went to the car and got some things. So it's, you depend on your team and you are definitely well supported here in this community for sure.
Great.
Yeah.
We live in a great community.
We do, and have a great school system as well.
So eventually go blind.
Oh man, that's a tough one. Blindness was associated with diabetes and still is for a number of reasons. Diabetic retinopathy is one of the main issues that we see with diabetes, affecting folks with long-standing or long-term high blood sugars. So if a person, in my mind, if a person goes undiagnosed for a long time,
Many years.
or if a person does not know that they have diabetes for a long time, they could see some damage to their eyes.
Okay.
We usually catch it before the blindness.
Okay.
And I say that usually because, again, we live in a community with umpteen optometrists and ophthalmologists that are seeing patients, even helping them with that diagnosis and saying, hey, I think there's something going on, because they can literally see it in their eyes. So, again, just good routine care, maintenance, and going to your, doctor's visits on a regular basis will prevent any of that type of situation.
And if your body's telling you something's, or it'll tell you something's wrong to get checked out.
Definitely. A lot of patients come to me and say, I had this blurry vision thing going on, and I went to my eye doctor, and they were the ones that told me, hey, I think you're having some problems with your blood sugar. So, just paying attention and again, tapping into the resources that we have. So many great resources here in town. Yes.
We sure do appreciate you. And we thank you for joining us on the show. We have about a minute left, so we'll recap. Join them for the World Diabetes Day. That is Monday, November 14th from 1 to 5 p.m. at the Baxter Health Wellness Education Center. That's at 2545 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home. If you remember the old Simple Man's.
It's the old Simple Man's, yes.
And it's across from where they've reopened the putt-putt golf.
Mini golf,
the mini golf. And so to register more information, you can call 870-508-1765 or visit baxterregional.org/WDD. And the World Diabetes Day should be a lot of fun. You have a lot of vendors there. There'll be lots of education on diabetes, giveaways. Your featured speaker will be Ben Stevens, MD, and Diabetes Care for a Lifetime. Thank you
Perfect.
for joining us.
Thank you guys. Good to see you.
And thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with Bob Rechtenwald and I can't remember who. Sorry.
Somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody great.
Yeah. I'll have a great day.